Do not choose camper life until you watch this video. Here are the 5 reasons that we chose camper life and whether or not those things lived up to our expectations. If you haven't been following our journey, my name is Jen. My family of 3 plus 2 dogs just moved into this camper a couple months ago. We relocated from Missouri to Arizona, and our goal is to live off of a little less, work a little bit less, and spend more time together as a family. That brings me to my first and most important reason, and we wanted to spend more time together. Prior to living in a camper, I was working from home with our son. My husband was in retail management, working all kinds of hours of all kinds of days, and it felt like we never got to see each other. Now that we are in Arizona, we are working at a campground. I'm doing their social media marketing on top of the remote job that I already had, and my husband is doing a lot of the maintenance stuff. So we're like at this campground where they're renovating old campers. So like he's renovating old campers. He put in like a septic system the other day, which I wouldn't even know how to do, but he does all of that like hands-on kind of stuff. And yes, we do get to spend more time together as a family, and the first time in our whole 7 years together. With contract work, you still have a supervisor, you still have schedules, you still have jobs, you still have tasks, things like that, but you do have a lot more freedom, and you have the opportunity to express to your supervisor what you're looking for and make sure you find the right fit. Number 2, we wanted to be able to just live off of less. We wanted to spend less money. This one has only kind of lived up to our expectations. Yes, we are spending less, but we are also making less, so it kind of has been divvying out, but we're hoping to change that really soon. Since we are contractors, we do have to pay for our own health insurance, for example, and things like that. So a lot of our money is going to bills that wouldn't normally go to bills, but at the same time, we don't have a mortgage anymore, and that is phenomenal. We are still dealing with the initial costs of camper life, which is basically like buying a camper and buying a truck. So once those things are taken care of, which they should be really, really soon, I hope we can finally start putting some money away. And also, nobody warned me how much more expensive the groceries were in Arizona compared to Missouri. I miss those Missouri prices. Number 3, we wanted less items. Now, just like money, we're spending less, but we're also making less. It's kind of the same thing with our stuff. We have less items, but we also have less places to put them. So yes, it still feels like I'm cleaning the camper all the time. Our son is 2 years old, and he destroys his room with any of the toys that he has. And thankfully, since it is less space and less items, it takes less time to clean up, but I'm cleaning it up all the time anyways. It did feel so refreshing. That was probably my favorite part of moving into the camper, was that we just got to get rid of all of these things, and you just really don't realize how many things you truly have until you start getting rid of them. We were closing on our house the very next morning, and we had to be there till 2 o'clock in the morning because we thought we had a grasp on getting rid of everything, and it's every time we turned a corner there was more stuff, and it was insane. So we barely made it out of the house in time for closing. Now we know what we have, we know where it is, and it's just more peaceful. Number 4, we wanted to travel more. This has been interesting. So long story short, we got scammed buying a truck. We were supposed to have this whole road trip, and it was supposed to be really cool. Truck didn't work. We had to pay a friend to haul our camper out here. It was a disaster. So from that perspective, we did not get to do the road trip and the true life on the road kind of life that we wanted to try. Literally just moved from Missouri to Arizona. We had 1 pit stop the whole time. So we didn't get to do life on the road, but we still are somewhere new. One of the big reasons we wanted to leave Missouri in the first place is because you have that radius of what you can do in a day, what you can do in a weekend, what you can do in a week. And everything in that radius we'd conquered, and we just wanted a new center of the radius per se. So from that perspective, moving to Arizona and doing this camper life has been phenomenal. We have knocked out Moab, Utah, Sedona, Arizona. We knocked out literally last weekend Joshua Tree, Kings Canyon, Sequoia, all in California. So we have been able to see so much in such a short period of time, and we never ever would have been able to see all of that had we still been living in Missouri. We may have another assignment coming up that I will tell you about soon, and that is going to lead us to see a whole lot more new things. And number 5, we just wanted some consistency for a change. Like I mentioned before, my husband was in retail management. Before that, we were both first responders. So as you can imagine, our schedules were really wild. Now, while we still don't start and stop work at the same exact time every single day, this is the first time ever that we can rely on eating dinner together as a family. We've never been able to experience that before. A lot of the work that my husband is doing has to be done during the day, so by the time the sun starts going down, he comes home and we get to enjoy the evening together. And thankfully, since I work from home, I'm able to like adjust my schedule to what he's doing, and we are finally aligned. So while we are still struggling with the financial aspect of things and we're still kind of getting the ball rolling from that perspective, we've noticed so many other benefits. We have more time together as a family. We have like consistent dinners together. We have freedom. Like, it just feels refreshing. My advice to you is, if you're wanting to do camper life, ensure that you have a financial way to do it. Like, you just make sure that you have like that cushion to fall back on if you need it. But if you have that part taken care of, the rest will just fall into place beautifully. Drop your questions below and let's do this together.